Hello everyone, this is Prem Kumar. In this video, we are going to create a new system instance in Pega. The term systems may have different definitions. To explain the definition in terms of Pega, I would like to start with explaining about the environments. If you look at the above picture, you can see the stages or the environments through which a software can go through. It can all start with the development environment and then it can end into the production environment. In the development environment, we start developing our code, right? That is the development server where developers tend to collaborate and do the software development. Once the development is completed and it is ready to deploy, then we can move the source code from development into QA. QA can be called as a testing environment where testers can perform the active testing. They can create some automation test scripts to test your software. Once the software successfully passes the QA stage, then it can go to the UAT stage, or it can be called as a staging environment. It can be like a mirror-like production environment where the UAT testers can log in and test their software. Once UAT or the staging environment is signed off, then the software can move from staging to production. This is at a high level how an environment can be designed. But in real time, you may have different environments. Maybe you will have only development, test and production, or you can also have different test environments like quality assurance. You may also have load testing environment, and then you can have staging environment. So these can be defined based on your organization standards. You can also see in the picture I have mentioned 4 servers in production. Servers can be called as nodes, and 4 nodes, they form a cluster. They form a production cluster so that the end user records can load balance and go to different servers. Ideally in production, definitely you will be having a lot of servers in place. In development, you can have one server, that is sufficient. But if you have a lot of developers logging in and doing their development, then maybe you can have a lot of servers even in the development environment. Okay, now moving into system instance in Pega. All these environments or a cluster can be mapped to a system. Let's say you are in a development server. There you can have a system name that can hold all the applications. For example, for this A-Life organization, in the development environment, I can create a new system name called A-Life_dev. Similarly, in QA, I can have A-Life_QA, and staging, I can have A-Life_staging, and finally in production, I can have A-Life_production. So you need to have a system name created in Pega. Under the system name, you can do some system-wide configurations. So with fresh installation of Pega, you get 2 system names out of the box. It can be PRPC and Pega, and one will be your default system name. You can have multiple system names on your database server, but there will be only one default system. So when you do a fresh installation, maybe when you are going for a greenfield application, for the first time when you install Pega, then you may need to create a new system instance. That can be a first starting point even before start creating your application. Now I'm going to show you how to create a new system name. Let's go to Designer Studio and check it out. Here I have logged in into the Pega development server. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the existing system names that are shipped within the Pega product. To do that, you can go to Records, Sysadmin, and then scroll down to find the system. Here I see there are 2 system names, one on Pega and second on PRPC. Okay, now what will be my current system name? To check your current system name, you have to go to Configure, System, and then you go to Settings and then System Name. This will give you the current name. The current name is Pega and it is not PRPC. You can go to Systems and then let's open Pega and check the configurations in the system instance. You see there are 4 main configurations. The most important configuration is on the production level. If you click this drop down, you will see there are 5 production levels available in Pega. You have 1 as a sandbox, 2 development, 3 quality assurance, 4 staging, and 5 production. There are a lot of processes that uses this out of the box production level value. For example, for a flow draft rule, it doesn't work when the production level is 5. So you can configure your flow as a draft mode so that it can be tested in lower environment. But you should always remove the draft mode when you want to deploy it to production. This is just one example. There are a lot more engine code or the different out of the box configurations that works based on production level. As you see, The production level for the Pega personal edition is 2. It just considered it as a development server. You see, by default, the environment name gets auto-populated based on the production level. Currently it is development, so you see the environment is development. You can also provide a meaningful name. For example, if you have quality assurance and then maybe in your project you call it as SIT or system test environment, then you can change the name into different name. And the next configuration is number of concurrent sessions allowed for each operator. If you mark it as -1, you can log in multiple times. Like I have logged in once. I can also go to incognito and log in with Prem rules. Then I can go with a different browser and try to log in with the same username password. But if you have some kind of security constraint, then you can use allowing only one concurrent sessions per operator. But just keep in mind, if the operator doesn't log out, then maybe you will have some issues. So only when needed, you change the value to a different value. Otherwise, you can always keep it as -1. Next is lock timeout. Usually when you work on some cases, you may occur the lock on the case and then you will work on the case. You may update the details. For example, for the claims application, if you want to work on a claims application, the first thing is you need to occur the lock and only then you can update the case. Let's say the end user occurred the lock and just he left the system and went out. Maybe he logs in the next day. Till how long the lock should stay with the end user? There comes a criteria of lock timeout which you can configure as a system wide. So system wide, what I refer here is all the applications that are hosted under this system will have this common configuration. But lock timeout can also be configured per case level, which we will see in a different video. But for now, you can configure lock timeout in minutes as a system wide. So what happens when this 30 minutes is crossed? For ideal 30 minutes, then it goes into soft lock mode. Soft lock, what I refer here is, let's say I am the operator, I occurred a lock on the case and then I just went out. Now if a different user after 30 minutes, if he tries to update the case, he can do it because the lock now turns into soft lock so that it is available for different users. Enable persistent contacts. Persistent contacts is a term which you can browse it. It is more like a Java related term, and Pega introduced this checkbox considering it as a feature use right from 7.2 till 8.6. I don't see this is getting used. Okay, so the 4 main configurations are production level. You can configure from 1 to 5. Then you can provide the environment name that is auto-populated based on the production level, but you can always update it. Third is the number of concurrent sessions an operator can have. You can have the value of -1 to have unlimited sessions per operator. And finally, you can also configure the lock timeout as a system-wide configuration. Okay, now that Pega is our default system name. Now I want to change the system name to A-Life Dev. So how to do it? How to create a new system name? It is just like a rule instance. You can go to create menu and then sysadmin and you can scroll down for system. So that will create a new system instance. It gives a create form. From here, I'm going to say alife_dev. That's going to be a short description as well as the system name. Create and open. Now we can do all the configurations here. I'm going to set the production level as 2 development. One thing to note is make sure you have some kind of unique system ID. For example, you can have quality assurance as a production level, and under the same production level, you can have different environments. For example, the system setting as a separate environment, load testing as a separate environment. In that case, it is always necessary to have a unique environment name specified. For now, I just wanted to create a development environment. So I will mark the production level as 2 and my environment name is auto-populated as development. And for the number of concurrent sessions, I'm going to keep it as -1. There is no need to restrict. And then lock timeout, by default it is 120. But you see in Pega system instance, they already changed to 30. But 120 is like a more time, right? So you can change based on your system requirement. I'm going to keep it as default as 120 and then I'm going to save. So what we did just now is we just created a new system name. Now go to systems and then just do a refresh. You see there are 3 system names. And what is the current system name? The current system name is still Pega. I didn't change the system name to A-Life Dev. Now I'm going to do the change. So you can do the change in 2 places. You can use this and then you provide the new name here. that will automatically change to a new name. So one more short trick here. Instead of manually creating the system name, you can also provide a brand new name here, and what Pega will do is it will automatically clone the existing current system name, which is Pega, and then copy all its details into the new system name. But we didn't do like that. We just manually created a new system name. Now what we can do is we can just provide the new system name here. It is alivedev. So just copy it and paste it here. You also see some detailed messages here. You see there is only one node, current node. It ends with AD7, and this node is part of this system, right? And then you also see after changing the system name, you must restart this node and all other nodes that uses the same system name. So definitely we have to restart the node or the servers so that new system name takes place. Once this is submitted, now a new system name is changed. Now all you did is just changed the system name, right? So what happens at the back end is Pega did update lot of configurations. The one important configuration is the requester type. If you click on this requester type, you will find the new requester types that are created for the new system name. You see alivedev, now it has browser, batch, app, portal and async processor. All these new requester types were created, and you will also see there is a dynamic system instance that also got updated. To check that, go to dynamic system settings, and then from here just check for PR config. That will list all the dynamic system settings that are part of PR config, and here you find PR config identification system name, the default system name. It is automatically updated as soon as you click on submit from the changing system name. Okay, now Pega updated everything. All you have to do is just do a restart. To do a restart, you can use the desktop icon. Just double click it. It will open up a command prompt that will try to shut down your server. Once that is shut down, then you can start your server again. Now wait for the server to get completely started. Just make sure in real time you may have different servers or different nodes in your cluster. So you have to definitely restart all the nodes that are part of this cluster. Okay, now that my server is started, I'm going to log in with my username password. Now let's check the current system name. I'll go to configure, system, settings and then system name. You should see the current system name as alivedev. So we have successfully updated our current system name, and the node is also updated to the right system name. As you can see, the system name is alivedev. The second way to update the system name is, instead of going to system settings and changing the new system name, you can directly update this dynamic system settings to your default system name. And once you restart the server, Pega will apply all its changes and it will change the new system name. So system name is a key instance which you do after a fresh installation. And mostly you will be not changing your system name, but in rare situation, for example, you are moving to on-prem to cloud or some other scenarios where you may be changing your system name, but ideally you will not be changing your system name. I hope this video is informative. See you in the next video.